Before you scroll away, answer this honestly. Have you ever looked at calisthenics athletes, lean, ripped, flying on the bars, and thought, yeah, that's not for people like me? I'm too heavy? If yes, stay right here, because I'm about to tell you something that might flip your belief upside down. Most people think being overweight means you should only do cardio first, lose weight, and then maybe, someday, try bodyweight training. But here's the surprising part. Calisthenics is actually one of the best ways for someone with extra weight to start transforming their body. And I'm not talking theory. I'm talking real results, real bodies, real change. But hold on. Before we talk about how to do it right, let's expose the biggest problem that stops most overweight beginners before they even start. They try to train like someone who's been doing it for years. They jump straight into full push-ups, deep squats, or extreme burpees. And what happens? Their wrists hurt, their knees scream, their lower back gets angry. Suddenly they say, see, I knew this wasn't for me. But the real issue? No one taught them the beginner version, the right entry point. Let me ask you a question. If a car is built to carry weight, would you start it in 5th gear? Of course not. You start in 1st. Your body works the same way. Right now, we build your 1st gear. Here's the light bulb moment most people miss. Calisthenics isn't about doing a movement, it's about controlling your body through that movement. Even if you have 10, 20, 40, or 80 extra kilos, the rules are the same. You don't need to be light, you need to be stable. So before we even attempt a push-up, a dip, or a squat, answer this. Can you brace your core for 10 seconds without losing breath? Because your core isn't the six-pack muscles. Think of it like the foundation of a skyscraper. If the foundation is weak, the structure may stand, but every floor above it shakes. That's what happens when heavier beginners jump into movement without stability. The joints take the load instead of the muscles. But we're not revealing the full technique yet. Not yet. First, let's fix the mistake 99% of overweight beginners make when attempting something like a push-up. They start hips sagging, chest collapsing, arms flared out. And the body screams because you're not distributing weight, you're absorbing it. It's not that you're too heavy. It's that the form is leaking energy in 10 different directions. Now here's the hint I want you to hold in your mind till the end of this training. Your first calisthenics victory is not a full push-up. It's learning how to control your body while gravity tries to pull you down. Stick around, because in the next part, I'll start revealing the proper setup step by step, and the small changes that instantly make the movement safer, stronger, and doable for anyone, at any weight. Before you scroll away, I want to ask you something that almost nobody asks overweight beginners who want to start calisthenics. Who told you that you needed to lose weight first before you earn the right to train your body? Think about that for a second, because this is one of the biggest silent lies in fitness, and it's the reason so many people give up before they even start. Most people look at calisthenics athletes, lean, shredded, floating above the ground like gravity doesn't apply, and instantly think, yeah, not for people like me, I'm too fat. I'll never pull that off. But here's the truth that almost nobody tells you. Calisthenics is not just for the already fit. It might actually be the best starting point for someone who has extra weight, because you don't just burn fat. You learn how to move your body the way it was always meant to move. Let me be brutally honest. The problem isn't that overweight people can't do calisthenics. The problem is that most beginners try to do it like someone who has already been training for 5 years. They see a workout online and instantly jump into full push-ups, dips, squats, planks, and burpees. Then what happens? The wrists hurt, the knees feel like they're grinding, the lower back feels tight and unsafe, and within minutes they think, see, my weight is the problem. I'm not built for this. But the real issue is not the weight, it's the entry point. You would never get into a car and slam it directly into 5th gear. The machine would choke and stall immediately. Your body is the same machine. It needs to start in 1st gear. And here's another truth that most people never hear. Calisthenics isn't about performing the movement. It's about controlling your body throughout the entire movement. Even if you are 20, 40, or 80 kilos overweight, the rules of the body haven't changed. Your weight doesn't disqualify you. It simply means we adjust the version of the movement until your body is ready for the next level. Let me ask you something that might surprise you. Before trying a push-up, could you hold your core tight for just 10 seconds without losing your breath? Because if not, you're already skipping the most important part. Most people think core means abs, they think six-pack, they think surface muscles, but your core is like the foundation of a skyscraper. If the foundation is weak, the building might still stand, but the pressure travels upward, floor by floor, and things begin to shake. in your body. That shaking becomes joint pain, bad form, bad breathing, and lack of control. This is why many overweight beginners feel pain in their wrists, shoulders, or knees instead of feeling the muscles working. The load is falling into the joints because the core isn't creating stability. But don't worry, I'm not going to throw a long anatomy lecture at you. Instead, let me give you something simple. Put one hand on your stomach right now, cough lightly. Feel how your core instantly tightens? That slight tightening, that pressure, that's the natural foundation your body should maintain during movement. Not holding your breath, not sucking in your stomach like posing for a photo, just gently bracing like preparing to take a soft punch. If you master this, even before doing a single push-up, your movements get safer instantly. Now let's talk about the mistake nearly everyone makes when starting calisthenics from a heavier body. They focus only on the movement, not the posture before the movement. They drop down to do a push-up and their hips sag toward the floor. The chest collapses, the elbows point outward, their upper back caves in, and gravity takes over. Instead of the muscles absorbing the workload, the joints and ligaments start holding the weight, and the body screams, "This is not right." And naturally, the mind responds with, "I'm too heavy for this." But the weight was never the problem. The technique was. Let me tell you something most fitness channels never say out loud. Your first calisthenics milestone is not doing a perfect push-up. Your first milestone is being able to control your body while gravity tries to pull you down. Think of it like learning how to stand before learning how to walk. If you can brace, align, and distribute weight properly, the movement becomes less painful, more powerful, and suddenly, possible. Let me paint a small picture. Imagine a door hanging on weak hinges. Every time you push it open, you hear the wood creak. Eventually, the screws loosen and the hinges bend. The door still opens, but the strain is going into the wrong place. When your joints take movement instead of your muscles, your body becomes that door. So before we do a push-up, before we attempt squats, before we even think about planks, we learn to build strong hinges, the core, the shoulders, and the hips working together. And here's the first small breakthrough most beginners get when they train this way. Suddenly, when they try a push-up on a wall or elevated surface, it feels different. The weight distributes evenly. The wrists don't scream. The shoulders stay in their sockets instead of rolling forward. The core holds the body in a straight line, and the movement feels controlled, not desperate. That's the moment most people realize, I can do this. I'm not limited. I just needed the right version of the exercise. This is where confidence starts to build, not from doing one flashy rep, but from understanding how your body works under load. And I'm not going to reveal the full push-up technique just yet. Not the hand position, not the shoulder angles, not the exact progression. We'll get there soon, step by step, and when we do, it will make perfect sense. For now, just remember this. Gravity is not your enemy. It is your personal coach. It gives you pressure so your muscles can learn control. Stick with me, because in the next section, we start breaking down the proper setup for beginners. What to do with your hands, hips, core, and breathing to make calisthenics safe, powerful, and achievable no matter what your current weight is. Before you scroll, answer honestly. Have you ever looked at calisthenics athletes and thought, yeah, that's not for people like me. I'm too heavy? If yes, stay with me, because that belief is one of the biggest lies holding millions back from transforming their bodies. People think they need to lose weight first, then they'll earn the right to train. But here's the surprising truth. Calisthenics is actually one of the best ways for someone who's overweight to start, because you don't just burn fat, you learn how to move your body with strength and control. The issue isn't weight. The issue is that most beginners start like advanced athletes. They drop straight into full push-ups, squats, planks, or dips, and within minutes their wrists ache, their knees complain, and their back feels weak. Then they think, see? I knew I couldn't do this. But that's like starting a car in 5th gear. You're forcing a machine to move before it's ready. Your body needs 1st gear. Calisthenics is not about performing a move. It's about controlling your body through the move, even if you have 20, 40, or 80 extra kilos. Before trying a push-up, here's a question. Can you brace your core for 10 seconds without losing your breath? Because core doesn't mean six-pack. It's the foundation of a skyscraper. When it's weak, the pressure shifts to the joints, wrists, knees, shoulders. And that's why heavier beginners feel pain instead of progress. Most people start push-ups with hips sagging, elbows flared, chest collapsing. The body leaks energy in 10 directions and gravity wins. It's not that you're too heavy. The technique is simply working against you. Your first goal isn't a perfect push-up. It's learning to maintain control while gravity pushes down. Once you understand that, even a wall push-up becomes powerful and pain-free.